Hello and welcome to the Present Postpartum Playbook. This is going to be a masterclass all for you, an expecting mama who has the intention of creating a really peaceful present postpartum season. And we're going to take a really proactive approach today. So I cannot wait to get started with you. What I ask before I open the presentation is to get comfy. We're going to be here for about between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Grab a favorite drink, grab a glass of water, join me, be present with me. We're going to have so much fun. Welcome to the Present Postpartum Playbook. I am so excited you decided to watch this masterclass and join me. My name's Dr. Emma Nagy, and I'm going to be sharing with you today my proven method to align yourself with a peaceful and present postpartum season so that you can genuinely adore this time with your new baby. And the method I'm going to teach today is really effective for mamas to be, doesn't matter if you're a first time mom, second time mom, on your fifth baby, doesn't matter, it's going to apply to you. And so let's dive right into it. So, what is postpartum, especially if you've never been through it before? By definition, it is very simply the time after your baby is born. Some say postpartum is the fourth trimester or the first 3 months, but really it extends, well beyond the first year. And if you're already a mum, you know the definition, the time after your baby is born is empty. Like it doesn't even begin to describe what it actually feels like. For some, the word postpartum carries a lot of weight, especially if you associate it or have experienced yourself postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety. Because the truth is, postpartum is not just a time, it is a full initiation. It is a massive life change, a massive change to your routine, your schedule, and it can feel jarring. And if you let it, though, it is a time to expand. It is a time to expand your capacity for more love, more energy, more giving, more alignment. And no one really talks about it that way. So what does postpartum really feel like? This is me with my first postpartum, just like I think days in at that point with my first son Max. And how I would describe postpartum and how I describe it to mums is it is literally all the feelings, often all at once, on little sleep, and in our most vulnerable physical and mental states. It is this vulnerable time. There is, though, a lot of good here. There is a lot of incredible things waiting for you inside the postpartum time. You are going to have endless snuggles. You're going to experience the sweet baby smell, the newborn scrunch. If you're a mom already, you just know how like delicious that is, how so sweet it is. And postpartum and having a new baby for probably all of us is a dream come true. Like you have literally created a miracle, and that is at the forefront for a lot of it. But there are also challenges postpartum, and it has a bad reputation. It has a tough reputation among mums. And that's for valid reasons. We're not sleeping through the night for usually months and months on end, yet so much is needed from us, even with that. We are literally like bleeding, healing, leaking, especially in the early weeks, and navigating so much change within ourselves at the same time. Our minds, for so many of us, whether you're prone to anxiety or not, our minds go into high alert, especially in the early months. Our emotional and mental health can wobble, even if it's normally quite solid. And our hormones can sometimes just feel like a tidal wave is about to take you out. They go wild, especially in and around birth, but they don't level out for quite some time. So for some, postpartum really can just feel like this freight train that you're driving that no one has actually taught you how to drive. No one has given you the manual to thrive through this, to do it well. And it doesn't always just get magically better. after 6 weeks when so many of the postpartum supports drop off. And I think that's important to know because so many of us go into with the expectation, it's just like the first few weeks that are going to be a challenge, and that's when the support drops off. So you just assume you're going to be good by then, but that doesn't always happen for many of us. And, this time it really is incredible, but it's also incredibly demanding mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically. And it is so important that we take really good care of ourselves through it. So here is the good news and why I'm so pumped that you have joined this masterclass. We actually have a chance to do things differently when it comes to postpartum, to actually feel emotionally, mentally, and energetically prepared, and to feel lighter postpartum as a result. And today I'm going to share with you something that I'm so proud of that I have been working on and developing for years. It is my proven method to support your well-being, regulate your nervous system, and feel lighter even through the harder parts of the postpartum season. And why? So that you and your baby truly have the most healthy, connected, and loving start together. And this method is backed up by my PhD, specializing in mental health promotion and preventing poor mental health. That was my focus. 15 years as a researcher in the health field to date, being a mom of two and having gone through two postpartum experiences myself, which I'll share a little bit more about later, and mentoring moms through pregnancy and postpartum over the last 5 years. So, my intention today is to provide you with undeniable proof by the end of this masterclass that a present postpartum experience is possible for you. Like, I want you to just leave here today with this new pep in your step and a new level of excitement and possibility and hope of what is to come for you. And I want you to feel this even if you're a first time mom, figuring everything out for the first time, don't really know what you're doing yet. Even if you're a seasoned mom and you are well aware of how challenging, especially the first few months and couple of years can be. So maybe you're a little like trepidatious, unsure of how it's going to go. Maybe you've had a bad experience with postpartum. Maybe you've struggled with even depression or anxiety in the past as an adult or currently. And maybe you're going to be balancing a lot this first year. Maybe you already have other kids. Maybe you have a career, a business, your relationships. And if you're sitting there excited, but part of you is wondering, is this one of those master classes that has a pitch at the end? And I just want to be forthcoming and say, yes, I am going to be sharing ways to receive further support after I teach you the content today. And why am I going to do that? Because postpartum support for mum's mental well-being has been hugely lacking, yet it is so incredibly important. And I know many of you are going to be obsessed with actually having an option, having a way to reduce stress and protect your mental health through postpartum and are going to really enjoy doing it in a way that is highly proactive and prevention focused to actually keep you healthy, always at your fingertips to be able to boost your energy and mood in the moments that you're really going to need it the most. Is frankly lighter and way more fun than therapy. So, a different type of mental health support, and is going to be there for you for your entire first year with your baby and beyond. It's not a postpartum support that is going to drop off after the first 6 weeks. And in one masterclass, I try to jam so much in, but I can literally only scratch the surface of what I teach inside my signature program, which is called My Lighter Motherhood. And so if you like what I teach today, it's going to be a good invitation or indication, and you'll probably actually really love having all the step-by-step practices at your fingertips to feel supported through this transition. And as we go along today, I'm just going to point some of the things out just to let you know what we could go deeper into if you feel like it's a good fit for you, just so that you have a good idea by the end of if it would be something that would be supportive for you postpartum. And only you know that, right? But first, I'm going to deliver exactly what you signed up for. And I'm going to share with you some of my favorite mindset shifts and actionable strategies you can start benefiting from right now inside this masterclass. So, coming up, we are going to first cover 7 things real moms find the hardest about postpartum. We're going to bring an energy of ease into all of them. Then I'm going to take you through the bliss activation. This is not a regular masterclass, guys. I'm going to take you on a whole 20-minute guided visualization journey and experience to release any anxiety or nerves that you may have around this upcoming transition. Make space and invite bliss in, to anchor bliss in as your baseline. Like I said, we're going to do actionable strategies right inside this masterclass. And then I'm going to share with you the most powerful practice you will ever use in motherhood. It takes 5 seconds. You're going to be so obsessed with it that I think you will use it forever and ever and ever. It is my personal favorite parenting practice.
Okay, so let's dive into 7 things real mums find the hardest about postpartum. They are anxiety and depression, breastfeeding and feeding challenges, loss of identity and time freedom, marital strain, remaining present with your other children, which is a big one for second time moms, recovery from birth and birth trauma, exhaustion, and sleep deprivation. So we're going to go into all of them in greater detail in a minute, and I just want to preface all of this by just sharing it is important to just be aware of these things so that you're not blindsided if they happen to you, because you'll see many of these things, or at least some of them, happen to almost all of us, especially like the exhaustion. You can see how that applies to pretty much everyone. And I'm going to start by sharing some mindset shifts that we can start integrating. You can start integrating right inside this masterclass as we go through each one of them. Before we go into them, though, I want you to enter in the chat which part of postpartum, maybe it's one of the things I just listed, maybe it's something else. Which part of postpartum are you the most nervous about? So, just a quick note about the chat as you're typing that in. This is a pre-recorded webinar, right? And that's or a masterclass. And that's because people from all over the world, moms from all over the world in different time zones watch this. And so I needed you to be able to have access at a time that actually suits you. And so even though it's pre-recorded, I get all the comments and I read all the comments and I love to like cheer you on, understand, what you're experiencing, what you're nervous about, so I can best support you through masterclasses like this. And also writing it down is gonna just be a good reminder for you, because whatever you write in the chat, I'm gonna help you release nerves to that later. Again, if you're not comfortable writing in the chat, that's totally fine. It's an option. But remember what that thing is. Okay, let's dive into each of the parts most mums find the hardest, starting with obviously a huge one that many people are nervous about: anxiety and depression, and specifically it increasing. So 20% of us, approximately 1 in 5, experience clinical level mood disorders, most commonly anxiety or depression, in pregnancy and postpartum. That number is one that has gone up over the years, and we're at higher risk if we're prone to anxiety or depression throughout our lives, or if we've experienced postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression in the past. But even if you're not, you still may experience this. Like there is still a chance, 1 in 5 is quite high. But what is so empowering to know here is that there are some key factors that can actually help increase your chances of preventing this. This is like the groundbreaking stuff, the groundbreaking research that we can apply into our real lives and help take a really proactive approach when it comes to our postpartum mental health. This is actually my specialty, and it is exactly what my method, My Lighter Motherhood Method, which I'll teach on a bit in this, like a little bit later in this masterclass, does. I'll teach on it later and share with you some of the key steps in this method that you can start taking now in pregnancy to help increase your chances of preventing poor mental health postpartum. And related, but not, as severe, the baby blues. So actually most of us, the research shows about 80 to 85% of us experience the baby blues after birth, and this typically lasts around up to a couple of weeks. Why do so many of us experience this? Well, our hormones plummet after birth and they don't level out usually for several months. our milk comes in early on, and there's just a lot our minds and our bodies are processing and adapting to. So, of course, we are more vulnerable emotionally, more wobbly emotionally. When I've asked mums to describe this, and I remember experiencing this myself in my first postpartum, it's been described as things like it's like this wave of sadness or loneliness or grief just kind of hits you, and you don't really just know how to stop it from coming. Or it's like this black cloud sets in, and that often is this feeling that mums get, especially as the evening approaches in the early weeks. The cool thing is here, facing these emotions fearlessly is a skill that you can learn. And this is where the way we've been preparing for postpartum really fails us. More mums need to know not just to look out for these symptoms or monitor them, but they need to know what to do in the face of these emotions. And so that's why inside my program, My Lighter Motherhood, I actually have simple and effective processes to help you learn things like how to move through the baby blues quickly, because this is a skill that is so helpful in the early days. Okay, another common challenge I experienced, again, this in my first postpartum, feeding challenges. So 60 to 80% of us have challenges establishing breastfeeding. And this is very important to just be aware of, again, so it doesn't blindside you, so you can be prepared. Because this particular challenge that so many of us experience postpartum can be incredibly stressful and taxing. Our minds go into high alert during this stage, as well as, our physical bodies figuring everything out. And we have thoughts like, are they gaining enough weight? You might feel anxious, like, are they getting enough milk? How do I tell? Are we gonna figure it out if we have challenges, or is this not our path? And there's this time of unknown that can bring along grief or confusion and just like you just don't know which direction it's going to go in, and that in itself can be stressful. The mental and physical demand of feeding challenges, if you encounter them, can be really consuming. It can consume your time, consume your energy, it can consume your thoughts, and it can consume your ability to actually settle into and enjoy this time. What I want you to know here is that feeding your baby is a learning curve, okay? It is a learning curve for you, and it is a learning curve, a new skill for your baby. Some babies come out just latching and off they go. Others, they need to learn, they need to get stronger, they need to figure it out, and you do too. You need to get your groove together. And so, for this, to be really proactive on like the physical side of breastfeeding or bottle feeding, even, there are also challenges with bottle feeding. I recommend having a really fantastic lactation consultant lined up if this is your goal to breastfeed, just in case you're one of the 60 to 80% who encounter some challenges and could really benefit from some extra support, because there are amazing people out there that can support you. And while I can't help you with the physical side of feeding challenges, I can help you through the mental side so it's not so consuming, so that even if you're going through breastfeeding challenges, you can still enjoy it. You can still be present for it. And what I can help you do is make sure your mental health and energy levels are supported so that you respond to those challenges from a more calm, grounded place. And I'll be sharing some of the ways you can set yourself up for this inside this masterclass. Because my goal is for you and your baby to just learn and grow with more self-compassion and less anxiety through any challenges that you encounter, including feeding challenges. Okay, this is a fear that comes up quite a bit, especially for ambitious mums you're so content in your life right now. You have such a full life, is this fear of feeling like you lose yourself. So, the research varies on this, but up to 62% of mums can report feeling like they lose themselves in motherhood. And this makes sense. You may have seen examples of this, especially maybe generations before, where you kind of do just lose yourself in motherhood. And then your kids go off to college or university or move out, and then you're like, okay, who am I? It makes sense if you think of how we're conditioned to move through motherhood. And on a very practical level, it makes sense. Like we have less time and energy for ourselves and our interests. So no wonder people do feel like they lose themselves. Plus, our identities change. Whether we're becoming a mum for the first time or again, our identities are called to evolve and change and grow. We also have a new schedule, new demands, a new baby, and also a new us to navigate, right? And I need you to know and to take with you, you do not have to lose yourself, okay? We are meant to create a paradigm shift around motherhood and what we pass on intentionally to our babies. We are meant to keep our self connection and be excellent mothers. And I think this is so exciting. And do you want me to just give you a little bit of proof of how you can keep your self connection if this is a fear that you have? What is going to help you keep your self connection through all of this? Even if sometimes you do start to feel like you start to lose yourself, what's going to be the thing that helps you bring yourself back? Your high level of self awareness is one of your greatest assets and it's going to help you with this. Your intention as well to keep your self connection is extremely, extremely powerful. There is an entire module inside My Lighter Motherhood around mastering this transition, mastering matrescence, mastering growing your family, your identity, so that you're less likely to feel like you lose yourself. And instead, at every turn, you're going to be invited to trust your intuition, trust yourself, use your intuition and your self awareness to grow through challenges and use this time, use this transition as an opportunity to just grow into your most fulfilled self yet, because that has certainly been my experience. Okay. Marital strain is another one people fear, especially second time or third time, whatever mums who have gone through this before. So if you're a first time mum, listen up because this is going to be hugely helpful for you in your relationship to hear this. So it's first important to be aware that there is this normalcy going on around couples experiencing a decline in marital satisfaction after baby. And almost two-thirds of couples report this. My therapist, I remember saying to me, between baby number one and baby number two, she's also a couples therapist and was sharing about the trends she has noticed. And she said to me, Emma, the cracks before baby become exaggerated after. Again, going back to the proactive piece, right? Because becoming parents for the first time or again is inevitably going to invite your relationship to evolve into a new chapter. And you have the power to evolve it in a way that you want it to go, right? There are some important conversations that you can have with your partner now to just help you navigate this together more seamlessly. Again, another example of something in My Lighter Motherhood, if that's something that will be supportive to you, is to have examples of conversations to have and learn how to close the gaps and close the cracks now before you're in the thick of the newborn stage so that if cracks start to pop up, you're more likely to keep your connection and actually take a preventative approach and like stop them from expanding in the first place so you can remain a solid team and create a new normalcy around marriage and relationships after baby because this is so needed in the world. And I know something many of us want to model to our babies, to our children, a really healthy, incredible, resilient partnerships and relationships in your life. So they know how to do the same for themselves. Okay, time with your other babies. This is for mums becoming mums again, okay? So if you're expecting again, I know many of you also have toddlers or other children and you really value staying present with them and you want to keep your close bond with them. I imagine this is very, at the top of the forefront of your mind when you're thinking about this transition. It's bringing up a lot of feels. And it is so normal, yet can be so painful, right? To experience also some grief over this change, even if you're so excited about giving your child a sibling. And this is where I believe that anchoring in a really strong presence practice is one of the most valuable uses of your time right now. So you feel like you are here and present for it now with your current babies, and will keep that rolling on with your new babies as well. This is also where your energy is going to be stretched and tested postpartum. It's going to require a whole new level of mastery. And there are so many postpartum specific processes for energy mastery inside My Lighter Motherhood. I would love to show you if this is your kind of thing too. Because motherhood really does have this way of making us so attuned to time, so attuned to our priorities, so called to use our energy wisely and spend it well. Okay, this one's a tough one. And again, a number that is way too high. But something that many women fear about postpartum is actually birth trauma because birth, happens in a day or in this event. But if you experience trauma during birth, the ripple effect of that can continue on in postpartum. It's not something you can always just, like shake off or just like move on. And why is this so high? There are many contributing factors, but some of the most common things that can contribute to birth trauma are birth not going exactly according to plan. So it's good in your mindset even to build in some flexibility here. Emergency situations, of course, can bring on birth trauma. Not feeling supported during birth, especially by the birth professionals around you, and feeling afraid, like being fearful during birth. This trauma can understandably, of course, impact mum's experience, not just during birth, but after as well, and how they process it. And something else that I'm so passionate about sharing beyond, like postpartum prep is that there are some ways to help prevent birth trauma. Not all of it, but there are definitely some and some really powerful ways. For example, you can be informed of all of your options, take ownership and accountability over your birth. That's going to help increase your chances of having a positive birth experience, less likelihood of experiencing trauma. Have a birth team that you really trust. Have a flexible plan and a mindset to go along with it, and have confidence to advocate for yourself. Inside My Lighter Motherhood, I actually don't focus on birth, but I do have another program called My Lighter Birth that helps you prepare your mindset for a calm birth and learn how to just feel more regulated and confident during the twists and turns of labor. And at the end of the masterclass, I actually have a little surprise for you about this course if you're interested. Okay, save the biggest for last. This is the one I hear the most when I ask seasoned moms. I'm like, what are you nervous about going into this postpartum season? Almost all of them say the exhaustion right up there with some of the other things we've just mentioned, but this is said the most. Feeling exhausted is one of the parts most mums dread going back into the baby stage because unless your baby is like a literal unicorn, 99% of us experience interrupted sleep usually for months. And this is actually my jam to teach you on, and I'm going to share some of my fave things about this today because when we prioritize our energy, we are less likely to suffer through this stage. Okay. This might be my favorite way to support mums postpartum because it is so effective. Like I have 3 modules inside My Lighter Motherhood are entirely dedicated to postpartum energy to help you nurture and elevate your own energy postpartum through the days, but also the nights with your newborn. So, okay, we've covered the 7 things real mums find the hardest about postpartum, right? And we've started to invite in a lighter energy into all of them by already shifting our mindsets, already opening and expanding to the idea that there are new possibilities, new ways for us, new intentions we can set to help make all of this feel lighter. And it is so important that we do this because the impact of every single one of these, and again, many of us experience more than one, they each lead to higher stress levels, more exhaustion, increased risk for anxiety and depression. And too many mums are missing out on the baby stage that they've always envisioned. They don't get off to the start with their baby that they've imagined. They don't access the feelings they've always imagined feeling. And that's why I have a major problem with how we are being taught to prepare for motherhood because there is a massive gap. Okay. We are educated on a logical level at standard prenatal classes in our pregnancy to prepare for baby. Okay. Those are valuable. They give us valuable knowledge and tips to take care of our baby, maybe cover you and like how to look after yourself, but usually on very basic needs levels. But we are left emotionally unequipped to deal with the harder parts of postpartum that I just mentioned. We're emotionally unequipped to deal with the stress of the challenges. And I want to highlight this with a story, ground what I mean with an example, using me as the case study, because this is how I prepared for baby number one. Okay. Tell me if you can relate to any of these. So, how did I feel at 9 months pregnant with baby number one? I was so excited and so ready. Like people are like, oh, you never feel ready. I felt ready. I thought I had prepared for everything. During my pregnancy, I literally did everything I could think of. I took prenatal classes, I read books, I listened to podcasts, I asked my midwives a million questions at our 45-minute luxurious appointments. I had a freezer full of meals for the first few weeks, so I didn't have to cook a thing. I had adult diapers. I'd even prepared my pelvic floor. Postpartum for baby number one. What did it look like after all that prep? When my baby was born, the baby blues hit me, and I was found myself monitoring my mental health like 3 weeks in. Like for the first few weeks, I had felt emotionally wobbly, and my mental health was starting to get worse. I literally have a PhD in mental health promotion, and I did not know how to navigate the baby blues. No one had prepared me. They felt different than the emotional moments I'd had in the past or things I'd gone to therapy for in the past. I didn't really know what to do except just kind of brace myself and like cry to my husband and feel this lonely, shaky feeling when the sun would set in the evenings. And all I was taught to do in prenatal classes, which were like the best in town, was just monitor my symptoms and let my doctor know, let my midwife know if they got worse. Also, I was exhausted for a solid 2 months, like really exhausted. I knew to expect the exhaustion and I knew it would be hard. I'm someone who loves naps, loves a full night's sleep, who doesn't? But I had no clue how to actually feel better in the face of it. So I knew to expect it. I didn't know how to feel good in the face of it. And it was a solid, I would say, 8 weeks before that fog started to very slowly lift. And my baby didn't sleep throughout the night for a year, but it did get easier after 8 weeks. We experienced breastfeeding challenges for the first 3 months before it all got easier. And again, that's where I have an issue with only preparing us on the logical educational levels because for my job, I had actually done an entire systematic review on breastfeeding challenges, so I knew what they were. I knew it was common. I knew to expect it, but it shook my mental health when I encountered those challenges for myself. It was super exhausting for a really long time before it got easier. And there was a lot of unknowns and crying and grief in that whole process. And here's what I realized in hindsight. I had done everything to prepare for birth, recover physically, and learn how to care for my baby. But I had done nothing to prepare me and very specifically emotionally and mentally. But here's the thing. I didn't prepare that way because I didn't even know to look for it. I didn't even know to do it. And that's why I'm celebrating you for being here for this masterclass and for me, I know that preparing in this way could have really helped me reduce my stress levels, feel more confident in the early weeks, and be able to respond to those breastfeeding challenges, be able to respond to the exhaustion from just a more grounded, gentler, more resourced place. And as a girl who loves learning clearly, I would have loved to prepare in this way had I known it existed. And so when I got pregnant again, something really clicked for me. I didn't need more books about baby sleep or development this time. Truthfully, I didn't even use most of that information anyway. I chucked most of it out of the window and went with what I felt was best for me and my baby. But instead, in pregnancy, I focused on my own emotional well-being and my own energy levels. I learned how to rewire my anxiety, which had spiked between baby number one and baby number two for me, and learned how to regulate my nervous system on a new level. I discovered how to raise my energetic vibration. I actually took courses around it. I took a 10-month course and I strengthened my intuition. I reconnected with myself, with my own essence as a mum. And as I was doing it, I recorded all of the most effective strategies that I was using and applying that I found really worked in real time. And I put them into my program to help others be able to do the same. So instead of just preparing for birth this time, I prepared myself for postpartum. And I really, truly set myself up to thrive as a mum of two, knowing the benefits I would also have on my babies. And the difference postpartum was night and day. I felt grounded even through the early weeks. Like bliss was truly my baseline. It was my normal way of being because I had anchored that in pregnancy and it just carried beautifully through into postpartum. I felt fearless through all of the postpartum emotions because of the new tools I had equipped myself with in pregnancy. I moved through the baby blues in seconds. It was so powerful to experience. I felt present with both of my babies. I had energy from the start, which is wild. Not just to take care of my baby, but also to enjoy and play with my toddler. I remember sitting over there at my kitchen table, doing Lego with him, playing Play-Doh with him, even like the first few days postpartum. And I really felt like we got to continue our bond together. And I had so much energy. I even grew my business during nap times, which is something I wouldn't have dreamed of doing the first time around. And most surprisingly and delightfully, I felt peace postpartum, even on little sleep. And this level of peace in the newborn stage was something that I didn't even know was possible to access. I didn't have the tools to access the first time around. And so that's why I'm so excited to share all of this with you and teach you the method that I'm about to teach, because I know that when you prepare yourself emotionally for postpartum, you can truly feel peaceful through it. So I'm unveiling to you, excited to share with you the My Lighter Motherhood Method. It is my proven three-level method to create a peaceful and present postpartum from the inside out. And I'm going to share every single level, every single step with you right now. Okay, so here it is in a diagram. It is a preventative, proactive mental health approach to postpartum preparation because when your mental health is in order, you're more clear, more just like emotionally resilient, more grounded, and it's easier to access that bliss feeling all the way through. So there's three levels to the My Lighter Motherhood method. There is the personal level, the relationship level, and the level of your village outside of your immediate family and friends. And at every single one of these layers, and this is like the science behind this, there are factors within all of us that some of us have common factors, but also unique ones too. There are things like within us, within our relationships, within our environment that are protective for our mental health and our well-being. There are also risk factors that we might have that might increase our risk of poorer emotional well-being postpartum. And so what we want to do here is amplify the protective factors in every single level, and I'll go through examples of what you can do in just a sec for each, and reduce the risk factors as well. And what this does, we create this incredible ecosystem and we get everything and everyone conspiring in your favor for better health, more peace, and more presence this postpartum season. So let's go through the first layer, inner alignment, your personal well-being. And at this layer, you have quite a lot of control, actually. There's a lot you can do here. So, for inner alignment, this is actually the game changer that most moms have been missing out on until now. And it is my favorite because it is so incredibly effective. And I'm going to go through some examples of what you can do for an inner alignment starting in pregnancy. The first thing you can do is start to align your mindset with a positive postpartum. And again, you're setting the groundwork through this masterclass today to do just that. This is an inner mindset work you can start doing now that's going to help you feel excited about postpartum, educated, knowledgeable, also mentally clear, and actually create a motherhood experience on purpose. Create your experience really intentionally and design your experience and your plans for it in a way that align with your core values as a mom. This is how you genuinely find growth and gifts as well, rather than just like stress and complaints, right? You know, that complaining culture around motherhood. It's going to help you find growth and the blessings in it through the hard parts, help you feel more resilient and resourced through them. And I'm obsessed with helping you create these mindset shifts, support your thoughts, support your beliefs to that feel empowering and authentic as well to you. And I have mindset techniques, for example, for all of the hardest parts of postpartum that we just covered that can help you make all of it feel lighter if you experience these challenges and really support your mindset through them. Another thing you can do for inner alignment, which, we've started to lay the groundwork for already today, that I imagine you're going to see a lot of benefit in doing, is to protect and support your mental health. So the goal here is prevention. The goal is to keep you healthy. And in a world that is often incredibly reactive when it comes to our health, especially our mental health, normally we'll see a therapist if things get bad, or postpartum, we're told monitor the baby blues. If it goes past like 2 or 3 weeks, reach out to your doctor. Or if it gets past this level, or if you have things that are concerning, reach out. It's very reactive, right? We focus on being proactive, on prevention. And if you think you need extra support here, we can actually help you reduce anxiety before your baby comes. You can start to rewire your anxiety before your baby comes. And you can do this even if you have a busy brain and you're prone to thought spirals. You can do this. You can start to rewire your anxiety little bit by little bit, and that creates such a powerful impact. And I've personally found so much benefit from doing this in my own life. And I just want to have a little caveat here. Prevention is the goal, right? But I can't guarantee that 100% of the time you can prevent anxiety and prevent depression, right? Our mental health is incredibly complex with a lot of like biological, social, psychological factors all at play, spiritual, to impact our emotional well-being postpartum. And so, what if you do experience anxiety and depression? Early intervention is key, but also you can learn how to respond to the symptoms. Okay. So, just for example, inside My Lighter Motherhood, as well as this proactive supports to support prevention, the preventive steps, I teach you how to move through postpartum emotions and baby blues quickly and take the power away from common intrusive thoughts we tend to experience as mums in the newborn stage and give you really practical strategies to improve your mood so that you can intervene early, which has better long-term outcomes for you and your baby. Then, something else that you can focus on in pregnancy related to your inner alignment as well as your mindset, mental health, is to master your energy. This one is so fun, so powerful. And mastering your energy is the best antidote to exhaustion. Having energy tools is the best antidote to exhaustion postpartum. And this is so exciting because it's a part so many of us dread. And you can practice harnessing your energy now through pregnancy, which is sometimes a good preview, especially if you think of the first trimester, how exhausted we can be. Practice expanding your capacity to master your energy so that you know exactly how to support your energy, protect it, and even increase it on the hardest postpartum days, which is just like a little miracle thing in and of itself and something that is doable for us. And no one is talking about this, but every mom can benefit. And it's why I'm so passionate about teaching you the energy mastery side of postpartum, why I have so much fun teaching it. It's because it can completely shift everything. It can completely shift those tiny pockets and tiny corners in your days in the parts where you are exhausted and you just want to feel a bit better. You just want to boost. And all of this too does have really incredible immediate and long-term benefits on you, obviously. And it's also a gift you can pass to your baby because they're going to reap the benefits, right, of it, the energy of a calm and present mom. And they're going to naturally learn how to handle stress and feel resilient through challenges as they grow up by learning from you, by watching you and your energy as you move through those things for yourself. So, as you can see, inner alignment truly has the best ripple effects. Jenna is a My Lighter Motherhood client. She said, I aligned with Emma's vision for prepping the mind and body. It just made so much sense that we prepare for baby, but also need to prepare ourselves. As someone who's had anxiety on and off throughout my adulthood and have had a fear of postpartum anxiety, it just made sense to take some proactive steps to set myself up for success as much as possible. And this is Jenna, a picture of her with her beautiful baby. And she has had an incredible postpartum experience. Anxiety did not take over, and those proactive steps that she took really paid off. So, okay, we've done layer one. That's your own inner alignment. Let's talk about layer two, your relationships. Let's prime your people. You can do this in pregnancy. Pregnancy is like truly the perfect time to prime your core relationships so that they can show up as one of your greatest postpartum assets. So the goal is that your favorite people are around you, supporting you and your new baby with your well-being at the forefront. You can prime your key relationships now, confidently and lovingly set postpartum specific boundaries now, and have crucial conversations to be this rock solid team in your parenting relationship. And just want to acknowledge that this might feel stretchy or uncomfy or uncozy, as my toddler says. I'm obsessed with that word he's created. It can feel very uncozy speaking up about your needs, right, to family or maybe your partner, creating boundaries, especially with family, parents, in-laws that maybe were never really there before, and putting your needs before others. And something important to remember here that is going to help you is your well-being is the priority, especially through the more vulnerable early weeks and months. So it's really important that you receive support that feels good to you. My Lighter Motherhood can guide you through all of these things, give you scripts and examples for all of these conversations to have to just really support you to line up your village. So I want to share with you Erica's story. Erica was a first-time mom, and when she was pregnant, she didn't know exactly what types of supports she was going to need, right? She'd never been through this before. What she'd like or need after her baby was born. Erica prepared super intentionally. She wanted a solid support system. She had this solid vision. She wanted a solid support system around her and to really feel like a strong team with her partner. So, using the examples and scripts that that I was just talking about inside My Lighter Motherhood, she and her partner got on the same page with what they wanted postpartum to look like as first-time parents. And together, they also had vital conversations with their parents, with their in-laws before their baby boy came. And what happened was everyone was on the same page about postpartum, like before it even happened. And that had just the best impact after, because 3 months after Erica had her baby boy, caught up with her, and she was like so excited to report back that her relationship was a rock solid team through the newborn stage. Their family supported them in so many ways that were really helpful in some of the challenges that they encountered postpartum. And then there's layer three, which is your powerhouse postpartum village. This is your village outside your friends and family where you can really head into postpartum resourced AF. And I highly recommend you put in place a few postpartum specific resources that are going to help you find solutions to issues quickly or even get ahead of them in the first place. So, baby related assets in your village might include lactation consultants, like I mentioned earlier. It's really amazing to have one of those lined up, midwives or OBs, obviously. And have mama related supports too, not just supports for your baby. Have supports for your emotional well-being and your physical health because your health and well-being is really like the most important thing to nurture and pour a bit of energy into to help you protect your own energy, right? And enjoy the early weeks and get off on the best start with your baby. Get supports that get it. And ideally, that are easy to access postpartum. So it's not like another thing on the mental load, right? Join communities that uplift you, avoid those mom groups that drain you. Join the communities that are gonna uplift you, really see you and celebrate with you and just be there with you. Resource yourself with experts and supports that are going to make things easier and make things feel easier and enhance your vitality. And My Lighter Motherhood helps you set up your village in this way and is actually part of your village as well. And it's the part that is going to support your emotional well-being, your mental health, and your energy. And it is at your fingertips around the clock. And it is so unique and super special because it is all about supporting you, the mama. It is a resource entirely dedicated to pouring into you. I have heard time and time and time again from mums, I wish I had this when I became a mum. They wish they had prepared in this way. And Taylor so generously is one of the mums that said this that has become an advocate for maternal mental health, and she wanted to share her story with you. She said, I went into motherhood with an optimistic attitude and so much excitement. And when I had my son, the dark reality set in that I was not actually prepared for the postpartum season at all. I was crippled by postpartum depression for almost 2 years. I felt like the newborn season was completely stolen from me, and I would have given anything to have the tools to enjoy my baby boy more. I recommend Emma's work to every mama and mama to be. I know. And here's what I want you to know if you have a similar story to Taylor. It is not your fault if you had a difficult experience before, if your mental health suffered. Mental health, like I said, is incredibly complex, especially postpartum. Not everything is inside our control either, right? And here's what else I want you to know, especially if you've experienced this before and you're nervous about this aspect of things postpartum. I need you to know that you're incredibly strong, incredibly resilient, and you have learned so much about yourself, and now you have even more tools to navigate this, right? But my hope for you is that you don't just survive this next postpartum season, that you really get a chance to thrive in it. And it's for mums like you and the first time mums who recognize the importance of this that I have created this method for. It is for the mum who sees value in pouring into yourself, sees value in protecting your own well-being, putting your health at the top of your priority list, keeping it there. And your peaceful postpartum really does like ripple out, starts from the inside out. And that's why the My Lighter Motherhood has 3 levels of support. It's not all just on you, right? You are protected, you are resourced, you have everyone around you supporting you as well, helping set you up to thrive. And this is going to have direct benefits for you, and it's going to have direct benefits for your whole family. Because when you flourish postpartum, when you feel more emotionally connected, calm, and present with your baby, that energy is just gonna really serve you. It's gonna have benefits that last a lifetime. And when you meet the harder parts with self-compassion, with emotional resilience, that benefit has has an amazing positive impact that will ripple out to your baby as well. So, will you try one of my favorite tools with me? Because I shared about my method. I gave you examples of things that, you can start aligning now, start getting ready now to head into postpartum feeling ready, feeling resourced, feeling equipped, feeling emotionally prepared. But I want to bring you some in this masterclass to try out in real life. And so I want to know, will you try out one of my favorite tools with me? It is a topic I teach deeper on inside my program, but I would love to bring it to you right now to try. It's one of my favorite tools because it does all of this. Like, it is incredible. This one tool helps you prime your mindset, regulate your nervous system, catch up on rest, and ultimately supports you to stay present and grounded through newborn life, even on the days where you have 4 to 5 hours of broken sleep. And so this tool is meditation. It can really do all of that for you, and it is incredibly relaxing and restorative to experience. So I want to take you on a guided visualization experience. It's going to last about 20 minutes, so make sure you can be comfy, undisturbed through this time and really enjoy it. And I just want to preface it by saying, you know, this bliss activation is meant to help you gently release anxiety. You can release anxiety related to the thing you thought about earlier in this masterclass, the thing that you're nervous about postpartum, or maybe there's something else unrelated, but even things outside of motherhood can impact our mental health as mums, right? So if there's something else that you have anxiety about, you can like plug and play that into this meditation today too. Do what you feel called to do. But this is going to help you gently release anxiety that you might be feeling and make space to help you tap into bliss and make it your baseline. I want you to be so gentle on yourself as you do this. Come at it with an open mind. You might feel emotional, you might not feel that much at first. Like it might take, a little bit to get into it. But I just want you to approach it with an open mind, without judgment on yourself, with self-compassion. And I think that is going to really help you to get the most out of this experience. So without further ado, here is the bliss activation. Welcome to the bliss activation. You can begin by closing your eyes, relaxing your shoulders, and start to take a slow, deep breath in. And on the exhale, just let your whole body relax. We're going to do that again. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, release your whole day. And be here now. We are going to imagine that for the moments we're together, you are protected and surrounded by a golden bubble of light for the rest of this meditation. You can choose to keep it there with you for the day ahead if you want. But for the next little bit, you're going to imagine that this golden bubble of light is so powerful that it heals, it restores, it infuses love into your whole being, through your heart, and it ripples out into every cell, every fiber, every delicate piece of your DNA, every thought, every empty space within your body, every space within your body. And it places your whole being, your whole aura, your whole soul into a state of deep peace, into presence, into delightful possibility. Everything we are doing is in your complete control. This experience is perfectly, uniquely designed for you. It's yours, just like your life, just like your baby. And every time you repeat this meditation, you are going to get the most loving, aligned message and blessing. It will always be here for you, for your highest good, to be gentle and remind you of that feeling of pure love. Only peace is invited here. And this bubble has the power to transmute everything misaligned with that energy into pure, unconditional love. What we are doing is inviting in the energy of God, of the highest love. Now remember that thing you've been a little bit worried about, or a lot worried about, when it comes to your life, when it comes to motherhood. We're going to release it now. Know that it is possible to release and rewire anxiety about this thing and about anything. All it takes is your loving intention. Amazing, isn't it? Invite that part of you that is worried or anxious about something in front of you. You can imagine it as a color of energy if you like. You can imagine it is actually a child, It's a younger version of you. There's nothing to be scared of then, right? It's been here to protect you all along. And it's been working really, really hard to keep you safe. Now imagine you're its loving parent. You have unconditional love for your children, and this energy is no exception. This child in front of you, that is the younger you, is no exception. Imagine your energy as a pink, glowing light. It has the ability to make any part of you or energy you're holding on to feel that unconditional love and remember that unconditional love. Now, with your intention and your consent, imagine sending that pink, loving light towards that innocent, protective part of you standing before you. Imagine the pink light mingling and intertwining and weaving with their energy, with their being. What is that younger part of you feeling right now? Is it love? A sigh of relief? Peace? A release? Spend a few moments here with them, hearing them out and showering them with that pure, unconditional love. You are a safe, no judgment zone for them. You love them unconditionally, just like you do your own baby. I'll give you some space to see what comes through here. You might want to talk to them. You might have some questions for them. You might feel the need to just listen to them, to give them the space that they've been craving to share what's on their heart and what they need from you going forward. And if nothing comes through, just know that your subconscious is working with this energy. God is working with this energy in the most loving way behind the scenes. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to just be with them. Good job. That was amazing. There's just a few moments left. And you'll always be there if she needs you. Now that you've had some time getting to know each other, ask that part of you if she's ready for something. Ask her if she's ready to join you right here in the present moment. Ask her if you can show her your life now, how good it is, how whole you are, your intentions for her and yourself, how you are so capable, how you are so strong and resilient, how you have the most loving intentions for her. And if she's ready to join you and is delighting in all of that, show her that you're gonna have your own baby now. Show her you're literally a grown-up having your own baby. And ask them if they're willing to integrate with you now, to still be themselves, to still keep the essence of them, for that never to go anywhere, for that to stay. But tell her she doesn't have to go through the effort anymore, and the worry always in the background, and the work that she's constantly doing in the background to keep you safe. Because you are so capable, you are grown, you are strong, you are intuitive. You have got your own back, so much so you're also capable of having her back. She doesn't have to have yours anymore. She can let go of all of that hard work and come along with you for this next chapter and delight in it. Let her inner child out to play and to be free. And start this chapter in a way that feels easeful and light for her. You can ask her now if she would like to do that with you. And if she says yes, imagine her light starting to transform into pink, sparkly light. Her essence just brighter, lighter, so sparkly that it glows so bright, and glimmers of golden light start to shine right through. Her whole essence is just sparkling. Thank her for being brave. Thank her for her work. Thank her for her effort, for her protection, for her intentions for you, because they were so good and so pure. Thank her for being her and having the willingness and the bravery to say yes to making things lighter on herself. That part of her is a beautiful reflection of you, who you are and who you've always been. And that part of her, willing to align and transform and elevate and invite in love, invite in light and peace, and invite in God into her heart, is you too. And that willingness, that energy, that love is your superpower as a mother. You see, motherhood is all about shifting and evolving and welcoming in the new and being here for all of that. And we have a choice. We have countless opportunities again and again, actually, to heal and witness and notice and decode. Decide how we want to show up. Decide the energy we want to reflect. Decide what to do and how to respond if anxiety shows up or tries to take over. We have a choice about who to show up as and the energy we want to invite in and infuse into everything that we do. Becoming a mother for the first time or again is often the place where our purpose and mission here becomes so much deeper, so much more than about us. It becomes also about our baby. It becomes about them too, about their lives and how they think and how they feel and how they respond to challenging or hard or difficult moments in life. It's about nurturing confidence and resilience in them so they are equipped, so they recognize their own power and their own ability to invite love in, to invite peace in, to invite miracles in, and to find more ease through it all. And to invite in an incredible layer of kindness and gentleness and nurturing energy that they pour towards themselves and others. They're learning that from us. Even as tiny babies, they feel us. They're with us right now, aren't they? Feeling your heartbeat, feeling you relax, feeling your sense of peace. And let this be the biggest blessing and most exciting invitation to not be afraid of your energy and to not be afraid of stress in the face of challenges. Let them be a witness instead to how you see and move through it. Let that powerful energy integrate within them. Let them feel what calm and bliss and joy feel like often too. Invite more of that in. Be your vibrant, caring, big-hearted, generous self. Be the creative, brilliant, embodied woman you already are. Let them see and feel that. Let them grow up knowing that they are so worthy, that they are so loved, that they are accepted, that they are so perfect just as they are. Because they see that in you. And motherhood, it's an invitation to embrace and accept and adore even more parts of yourself, even the parts that you haven't quite accepted yet. Let yourself invite in lightness, invite in love, invite in wholeness, invite in radical responsibility for how we feel, not because we always have a choice over how we feel or what happens to us or the situations around us, but we always have a choice of how we respond. We have a choice for what we do next in the face of those feelings. And I hope you see how powerful you really are, how loved you are, how beautiful you are. You are a perfect creation of God, of love. And I am so excited and grateful that you are here right now and have showed up for yourself perfectly in this moment. And I'm celebrating how you show up for yourself and your baby every day. I hope you've loved this meditation. I hope it's helped you relax into a new level of peace. I hope it made you smile or cry or release tears, or enjoy this as part of your day. And when you're ready, you can start to bring your attention back to your heart and just hold it there. Just feel the power alive within you right now. Feel the love alive within you right now. This is what you are capable of and so much more. It's just a glimpse, just a glimmer. And how powerful is this? How powerful is that glimmer? It's going to take you through so much in life and help you find so much beauty within all of it, help you find the blessings within all of it. Now you can bring your attention back to your breath and take a deep breath in. Imagine that bubble starting to dissipate, but the beautiful energy it creates will stay with you and gift you and bring you blessings for the rest of the day. And when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch out your arms if you like, and open your eyes. I hope you loved it. Welcome back. How do you feel now? How do you feel now about what is possible for you for postpartum? I would love if you share it in the chat. I will read along and just celebrate and cheer you on with you. Be excited with you. Because now that you know that postpartum bliss or peace or a sense of calm or whatever shifted for you, maybe it was a release, maybe something you've been holding on to that you have just dropped there that is going to help you feel lighter moving forward. Now that you know that this is possible for you to experience, how do we lock that all in? How do we make it all real? Even in postpartum conditions, even in the face of exhaustion, hormones, any other challenges you may feel postpartum, how do we feel this sense of decreased anxiety, this sense of increased space and potential for bliss? Expand into that feeling. Make bliss your baseline now, right now in pregnancy. Get really good at being here blissfully now, at releasing anxiety now, at rewiring it now, at tapping into the present moment and feeling joy, bliss, peace now. Because by doing that and making it your normal, you get to carry that through. That's why I say make it your baseline. And this is going to be one of the most important parenting practices you'll ever master and lock into is finding bliss, even if certain conditions within or around you aren't always ideal. To be able to actually feel more present and actually enjoy each day, even on the hardest ones. This is what is also going to help you soak in your pregnancy by anchoring into the present as much as you can now. And it's my favorite parenting practice of all time. I'm going to lead you through my how I do it in a couple of seconds, but what it helps you do is it helps you slow down time, this sense of time slowing. It helps you deepen into the moment, expand the moments that are your very favorite in life. And you are especially going to love doing this in pregnancy even more if you have other kids already and you want to remain really present with them as you welcome in a new baby. And if I only ever get to teach you this one thing, like if we part ways after this masterclass and I never like get to see or talk to you again, let it be this one thing that you take with you. So, can I teach you my favorite parenting practice? This one literally only takes 5 seconds once you get used to it. And I just have a feeling you're going to love it so much, just like I do, and you'll want to use it forever too. So, okay, for this one, just be in your seat, okay? And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, relax your whole body, okay? That's step one. An inhale, and on the exhale, relax your whole body. Step two, notice the actual miracle happening inside of you right now and connect with your baby. Step three, now that you're locked into the present, choose a feeling that you want to amplify. Wonder, excitement, joy, appreciation, whatever it is, bliss, and let yourself feel it. Set the intention to feel it. And that's it. It's these three steps. And again, it took longer because I was walking you through it, but you can imagine on the day to day, and imagine this too when you have your baby in your arms and you just see how amazing they are. This is just a moment when you're like, oh my gosh, they're so freaking adorable. That's a mental cue for you to do this practice. And in this moment, when you're like, they are so freaking adorable, instead of just going on to the next, take a deep breath in, exhale into the moment, let your body and nervous system relax into this moment, let your mind relax, be aware, zone in on this moment. And then this is where the magic happens that I don't normally see presence explained this way, but it's my favorite thing. Choose a feeling. And the feeling that sparked it, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, they're so adorable, and you're just delighted. Maybe that's the feeling you go with because it's just naturally already flowing in you. And then you can make space for that. And it's just going to help you feel like you are soaking in the moment, that the moment is like literally seeping into your cells, and it's just going to be a core memory that you get to lock in forever. I have a 6 and 4-year-old at the time of this recording, which is like wild to me. But I still use this practice every single day with them, like multiple times. So, how did you like that? Let me know in the chat. Have you been doing something similar? What did that bring up for you? Is that gonna be something that you're gonna want to take on and use for the rest of your pregnancy into postpartum? Like I said, your baby is gonna really help you and actually is gonna inspire you to tap into the present even more. Maybe you've already found that through your pregnancy because it can be so easy to go on autopilot, right? But then you like feel them kick or something happens that you're just brought inwards, you're brought into the moment, and you just get to soak it in and just really appreciate it. And I think those are some of the most delightful moments of not only our days, but of our whole lives. And it's something you get to just always, always do. And I just want to make a note about being present and feeling those like amazing feelings because it can feel much easier when you're actually tapped into a masterclass like this, right? Like we just went through the bliss activation. You probably are all floaty and feeling good. You're probably quite relaxed. You have time for yourself, for something to pour into yourself like this. But it's not how most of our minds and our nervous systems operate in the day to day. And it's not always easy to be present, sometimes for big chunks of our days, right? Our brains are just also not necessarily wired to be present all of the time, which is fine. But they are the magical moments that we want to expand into and just have more of them. And what makes presence postpartum in particular feel so hard for so many? What makes so many moms feel like they've kind of missed it, like it was just this fog and they just kind of missed it, like they don't really remember? It goes back to these 7 things that mums find the hardest about postpartum. You can imagine how each and every single one of these things has the potential to bring you out of the present moment, to make it harder to feel the feelings too that you want to experience in the present moment, right? Especially things like anxiety or depression and the exhaustion. That's why we want to try and get ahead of those things, be proactive in the face of them, and help you feeling your best. And it is exactly why I am so passionate about sharing that aligning your mindset, your mental health, and your energy right now in pregnancy is absolutely the most powerful way to create a peaceful and present postpartum. And this is the turning point where we get to choose to thrive instead of just survive postpartum. We're doing that in this masterclass. We can also create a paradigm shift around motherhood in this way. And if aligning yourself for a peaceful and present postpartum, while you actually get to soak in the rest of your pregnancy sounds like your love language, I would absolutely love to be able to support you because this is the mistake, right, that most people have been making. We focus so much on baby prep. We barely scratch the surface when it comes to mama prep. We usually just focus on our basic physical needs. And even when it comes to emotional preparation, we only just got to scratch the surface today, right? I shared with you those 3 levels inside the My Lighter Motherhood method. There is work to do here. There is an invitation for us to feel aligned, to be aligned before we get into the thick of the postpartum period. And that really has been the missing piece in how we've been preparing for baby, how we've been preparing for the newborn stage. So, next, whether you join me and keep working with me inside My Lighter Motherhood or not, implement what we covered today. And I really recommend you powerfully align your inner world and your outer world to create a peaceful and present postpartum. Because imagine how much lighter postpartum would feel if you had the tools to protect your mental health and navigate the baby blues, if you had the mindset, nervous system, and energy strategies designed specifically for life with a newborn at your fingertips, and if you had your own blueprint so that you have the manual, you're the creator of the manual, so that your motherhood experience is guided and shaped by you and your intuition and what you know is best for your family. Because there will be some harder parts ahead, right? And you get to leverage your intuition as a mom, have faith in yourself to be able to grow through these challenges and actually take lessons and blessings through them to make you even more resilient, even stronger, pass on those gifts to your babies too. And why it's so powerful to prepare yourself is because you can actually get to the root of that iceberg and align yourself now on an identity level with the present mom you are destined to be, that you are dreaming of being. And listen, I just want to acknowledge because I know you have a to-do list before your baby arrives. And this truly isn't actually about adding more to your plate. It's not about adding another thing for you to do. It's actually about helping you feel lighter and more ease through this whole transition. And I designed My Lighter Motherhood with ambitious, driven, pregnant, and postpartum mums' time and energy levels in mind. It's for expecting mums who already have other commitments in their lives, like other kids, businesses, relationships, maybe a bunch of those all at once, and a nursery to complete. And that's why My Lighter Motherhood is effective and doable in pregnancy, as you literally check off that to-do list, and is effective and doable with a baby, even through the thick of the newborn stage. It is truly intentionally designed with you in mind. And here's why I want to invite you to work together with me. You don't have to duct tape it all together. You don't have to duct tape all those layers and try and figure out like what do you need to have in place now to protect your mental health, to support your emotional well-being? Like what are the tools that are going to help you? You don't want to be scrambling with a newborn to do this, and you don't have to duct tape your prep together either. My Lighter Motherhood gives you exactly what to focus on in pregnancy to prepare and helps you invite in more ease into this whole transition. This is the support that is not going to drop off 6 weeks after you have your baby because you'll have lifetime access. There is an entire menu of practices at your fingertips whenever you need them. Hey, even if it's at 2 a.m. here and there where your normal support system is totally fast asleep. You get to pick and choose the parts that are most relevant to you now in pregnancy, knowing more support is waiting for you to guide you through the entire postpartum season. Everything's in one place, all designed to make this whole season, this whole transition feel lighter. And this is the missing piece. It's been the missing piece. And I truly believe you are here at the most perfect time to do something about it. Now is the sweet spot, and let me tell you why. So I would actually recommend not waiting until full term and all you're probably going to want to do is nest a nap to prepare yourself emotionally and mentally for postpartum. Start now while you have the luxury of space to integrate things slowly and spaciously over the rest of your pregnancy. You'll feel the benefits now in pregnancy too. More peace, more presence, more energy, and you'll strengthen a foundation that is going to carry you through postpartum and literally for years to come. By starting now, you are going to be ahead of the curve and be taking that really proactive approach. And here is a giant permission slip. Preparing yourself for postpartum doesn't have to be a lot of work, even with all the different layers that I suggested you align yourself in, because My Lighter Motherhood is actually not a course you have to do completely perfectly or implement every single practice fully to massively benefit. Let me give you an example. So, a few years ago, I was building out the program, okay? And Vanessa, pregnant with baby number two, keeping up with her toddler, and running her business, beta tested only the first module, okay? So this program is 7 modules of amazing content. She did only the first module, which is all about rewiring your anxiety and taking a proactive approach to your mental health. With one module, she was able to stay grounded while doing it all. This is Vanessa and her sweet baby girl. And she said to me, this course gave me moments of calm when I needed it the most. And she just got a little bit of it because this goes beyond surviving the first few weeks. It is going to positively and powerfully shape your entire motherhood experience. It is going to support your mindset, your nervous system, your energy, your mental health, your confidence, and your relationships. These are truly the gifts that keep on giving throughout your life. And this is going to ripple out, of course, to benefit your baby too, right? So I want to show you, let's see exactly what is inside waiting for you. Unveiling My Lighter Motherhood, where you're going to get the step-by-step blueprint for aligning with a blissful newborn experience and have the most present and peaceful beginning with your baby possible from the start. So I've broken it down into 7 different modules that you can take in pregnancy, and there are some for postpartum. So let me just walk you through what the experience is like. First, you're going to go into the Easeful Mama curriculum. That's that first module I was just talking about. And you're going to lay the foundation and set yourself up for better postpartum mental health. It's the proactive, preventative pieces that I specialize in, that I love to teach on. You're going to get the tools to rewire anxiety if that feels applicable to you and regulate your nervous system so bliss is easier to access, even postpartum, even through the exhaustion, no matter what. You are going to get to anchor in presence for good, starting right now in your pregnancy, so that you feel delightfully present, not just now in pregnancy, but also all the way through even the earliest weeks and most vulnerable months of postpartum. And if you're pregnant right now with your second baby or beyond, you are going to really love how this particular part of the program helps you feel present with all of your babies, helps you make space postpartum for all of your babies by making emotional, energetic, and just mental space and supporting your energy. Then you're going to go into your peaceful postpartum support plan. This is where you're going to have crucial conversations with your partner now, so you keep your connection as parents, work as a solid team, even when you're both sometimes running on empty. And clients love this particular part of the program, especially the boundary piece, because I give you examples of boundaries to set with family and scripts to actually be able to communicate them in a loving way. So you don't just, trample on excited grandparents' hopes and spirits, but really also inside there are recommended ways your family and friends from both near and far can help you in ways that actually protects your peace in postpartum instead of drains you. And then you will go through your personalized process for mastering change, because this change is a huge life change, and even the happiest changes in life can bring about stress. So, here I'm going to give you processes to personalize so that you can meet this transition with less stress and resistance and just more flow. Here you'll experience mindset shifts to grow your family with a growth mindset and help make all the firsts and changes in motherhood feel a little bit easier. Then you're going to get the module around flowing through emotions in the first few weeks. Here you're going to learn my signature process to fearlessly and confidently move through the baby blues quickly. This also includes an emotional up-level process that I'll walk you through for the heavier, more stressful days where you could really use some support from a coach to stop spirals before they take over and just return to peace faster. This is Gabrielle with her sweet baby, and she said, I actually feel less anxious since becoming a mom. It is one of the most fulfilling times of my whole life. Then There are the postpartum elements that are going to be highly supported to you later. You're going to get your sleeping success plan. This actually has nothing to do with baby sleep and everything to do with yours because your sleep schedule is going to be on a newborn sleep schedule for a while. That's obviously massively different compared to normal life, right? So, I'm going to share with you secrets to feeling more rested through the first year without even forcing a thing about your baby sleep. And it includes my favorite strategy to double your sleep with a brand new newborn. And then this is like probably my favorite thing to teach on. You're going to get the postpartum energy booster pack. This includes postpartum specific energy mastery strategies to protect, restore, and even increase your energy levels. Overcome exhaustion and keep your energy vibrant so you can enjoy and pour into your life inside and outside of motherhood, even if you're not getting enough sleep some days. This also includes my favorite heart expander exercise, which helps you palpably feel your capacity and the love you have to give expanding. And this is just amazing for, especially for first time or for second time moms, but even if it's your first baby and you're like, am I going to love them as much as I think? Like, this is going to help you do that. So, what else do you need to be successful? That's what I asked myself when designing this program. I've included the New Mama Blueprint, and this includes self reflection prompts and practices that are totally optional, but they're inside every module to be able to personalize your experience, tap into your intuition, and integrate the content deeper. If you're someone who likes engaging with content, you love journaling, you love pondering and tuning into yourself, you are going to love this blueprint that's woven throughout all the modules. And then another cool thing about this blueprint is that all of the main practices from the video content that I teach, similar to the bliss activation, similar to the 5 second presence practice. There are so many more related to all of those topics we just covered. All of the practices that I go through, say if there's a 3 step process or a 5 step process, they're all written in step-by-step form inside of the blueprint. And what this allows you to do is quickly access the strategies without having to watch a whole video, which is perfect to just go back to if you want a quick reminder. It's also ideal if you want to access and implement the steps quietly. If you have a sleeping baby in your arms, you don't want to turn on a video, but you're like, I'm having a heavy day. I want the process to help me up level that. It's going to be there for you, all in written form. And something else that I have added that is incredibly supportive, especially if you're like, Emma, this sounds amazing, but I'm not sure I have the time or frankly the energy to take a course or sit around and watch videos while I'm pregnant. I have got you. You can listen to this program on the go. The entire program is going to be given to you on a private podcast feed when you sign up, and you can just listen like you would your very favorite podcast as you finish the nursery, as you fold laundry, or on your drive to work. You'll be proactively preparing yourself for postpartum while you literally check off your to-do list. And mums really, really love listening to this. Like Dr. Jenny, women's health expert, new mom of two, said, I want to send some gratitude to you. Your voice is so soothing, and I have loved listening. Plus, you are going to get lifetime access to this program and all the future updates because My Lighter Motherhood grows with you and your family. It'll support you for at least an entire year. And if you expand your family, you'll get to use it again. This is what Jen said about her experience in the program. She said, My Lighter Motherhood didn't just help me for the first 3 months or even the first 6 months, it is going to benefit me for a lifetime. The support inside My Lighter Motherhood is a product of 11 years at university, 15 years of research and mental health promotion, 4 years mentoring mums, over 100,000 invested in my own education and growth, and I have truly taken all the best strategies and lessons specifically designed for pregnancy and postpartum to develop this unique method. And it usually sells for over $1,000 on my website. The 2024 price for My Lighter Motherhood was $1,111. But I have felt called to do things differently, and I am so excited to share this with you and to announce it. Because listen, I know that these babies come with big expenses, okay? And I also know, like, isn't it interesting how we don't hesitate to invest in items for our baby, but we can hesitate to invest in our own well-being? I truly do get it. And I am on a mission this year to support 1,000 women through postpartum, which I am so excited about. And so I wanted to make this program even more widely accessible. When you enroll in My Lighter Motherhood today, you are going to get instant access for everything I've just covered for two installments of $297. Or if you want to pay in full, get even more off, get the entire course for $497. That is over 50% off the usual price. And if you're like, okay, this sounds amazing, but I am someone who would love more hands-on support. I want that more personalized aspect. If you would like more support than the self-paced program, which the self-paced program, by the way, is perfect and standalone as it is. A lot of what I cover in my coaching, I've included in the self-paced program. It is robust, it's evolving, it's growing. But if you are someone who wants that one-on-one kind of support, I do have a group program and is 6 months of group coaching with me. You can upgrade into VIP Mama, again, totally optional, but really a powerful container. And what this is going to do is you'll get monthly group coaching calls with me over the next 6 months. So that's going to take you for the rest of your pregnancy through the most emotionally vulnerable months of postpartum. And here you're going to get hot seat coaching from me, group coaching, where every month you can come, ask your personalized pregnancy support questions. I'll give you that personalized support back. I'm going to give you coaching that is always going to invite you back to your own intuition, your own power. It's going to be a really incredible support for your mood and to elevate your energy from pregnancy through the months of postpartum that are the earliest. And you're also going to get access to a private VIP mama community of like-minded, growth-oriented mums when you join as well. And if VIP Mama is your jam, you can get started and with just one payment of $14.97. So with that, you get the entire My Lighter Motherhood course and you get 6 months of group coaching for one payment of $14.97. And that gives you one call on the calendar every month, something for you exclusively to pour into you, your emotional and energetic well-being. So if you're like, okay, like one of these is speaking to me, but something feels like still a little bit like a risk, like something, some fears may be coming up. I want to remove all the risk for you. And no one has ever taken me up on this yet at the time of this recording. I am like 5 years into business, but you can try the program for 30 days. So when you enroll, if you'll have 30 days to try out the program, and if you don't love it and think it's like the best thing out there to support you through pregnancy and postpartum, I will refund you. I also have a second guarantee, extend it for another 11 months. So you get to try out the program for an entire year, which is going to take you through the bulk of postpartum. If this program did not help you feel lighter and more energized through the harder parts of postpartum, I will refund your investment. Why do I have this? I'm confident you're going to experience so many benefits from My Lighter Motherhood. And in the very rare instance that you don't, I care that you have a present and peaceful postpartum. So if it doesn't support you for whatever reason, I want you to have your money back. And I'll probably ask you what can be improved so I can make the program even better for future mums. And because I am obsessed with fun surprises, I have some amazing bonuses inside as just extra gifts when you join in the next 4 days. So here are the bonuses. They will come with the self-paced options or the VIP options, okay? So just for fun, when you invest in the next 4 days, you're also going to get My Lighter Birth. This is where you're going to prime your mindset for a calm, positive birth experience. You're going to get the signature step-by-step mindset prep pieces for a calm birth. You'll get hypnobirthing essentials to start before full term. And you're going to get visualizations to use during contractions, as well as easy breathing techniques to support you during labor. And then for later, when you return to work, another bonus that I'm going to give to you when you join in the next 4 days is the Present Working Mom private podcast. This really helps you be and embody and live through your days as the present mom that you are, with an abundance of time and energy and overflow left over to be able to play and be with your babies, even on a full work schedule. So let's recap. When you join My Lighter Motherhood, you are going to receive instant access to everything that you need to bring your peaceful postpartum to life and help the hard parts feel easier. It's truly a delightful menu to just pick and choose from, always meeting you where you are. There is content in here that is going to support you now through full term. And to help you feel present through your pregnancy, to help you have more energy, more peace through your pregnancy. And then there's incredible support in here waiting for you postpartum. There's emotional and energetic strategies that are going to help you feel better through the newborn stage and the entire first year with your baby. You're going to get the blueprint, you're going to get the podcast, you're going to get the bonuses, and you have the option of upgrading if you want extra support. And if this is an immediate yes for you, if you're like, Emma, this sounds incredible, when you enroll in the next 60 minutes, you are also going to receive the download for the Bliss Activation, which is the guided visualization experience I guided you through today to release anxiety. You'll get it when you sign up in the next 60 minutes. You'll get to benefit from it again and again. And I'll put the link below so that you can take advantage of that. Because the best time to get started truly is now, not just because of the bonuses, but just well before baby arrives. You are going to start feeling the energy shifts and soak in this pregnancy more starting today with a clearer mind, protected mental health, and excited yet grounded energy through this entire next transition. All of the steps for expecting mums to prepare for a positive postpartum. So join now. If you feel called to join, I would love to have you in there. You can get it again, normally over $1,000. Now it's just two installments of $297 for a time. And if you want in now, join in the next 60 minutes to get this extra bonus. Otherwise, think about it for a few days. I'll send you some more info in your inbox just to help you make the best decision for you. If you have any questions, you can also email me back. But you are going to get immediate access, lifetime access to all of this incredible content. So there's a button below that you can click to join now. And I just want to say, whether you decide that My Lighter Motherhood is for you or not, thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this time with me. It tells me that you are open to preparing for postpartum differently. And that just gives me so much hope, not just for you, but for all of us mums to create this paradigm shift around postpartum to help it feel lighter. And I'm just wishing you and your baby the most incredible beginning together. And I hope today is really going to help set you on the trajectory to create millions of amazing, blissful core memories with your baby that you are going to cherish forever. Thank you for being here. I would love to have you in My Lighter Motherhood if it's for you. And I hope you have the most beautiful rest of your day.